Hey everyone, I'm Caryn Solomon, and welcome to What's IGN Crushing On, IGN Africa's official entertainment podcast. I'm your host, and I'm joined as always by my producer and editor Rebecca Barches. So this is a show where we discuss all things entertainment and pop culture with a new guest every week. We bring recommendations, news, and fun facts, sometimes touching on the more serious issues surrounding these topics. Welcome back. This week for our pop culture chat, we spoke to series queen Rushe Cawa. Rushe watches everything, and she's usually found giving her colorful and hilarious opinions on Twitter. She was previously on one of our Love Island recap episodes, so when we refer back to the last time she was on the show, that was the one we were talking about. So we spoke about the latest season of The Bachelorette, her must-watch SA series because she watches almost everything, so you're gonna have to note down her recommendations, and her toxic relationship with Grey's Anatomy. It was a very interesting and hilarious chat. I enjoyed every minute of it. So without further ado, here's our chat with Rushe. Hi Rushe, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me again. I must have had a good impression the first time, I guess.
We had a lot of if we didn't stop after that Love Island one, I think we could have spoke forever, because
We definitely could have.
because there was so much to talk about, and there was so much we didn't talk about, and if there was ever a chaotic show, it was that one.
It was definitely chaotic, and I miss it. Oh my gosh, I miss it so much. Ah, I really do miss it. It's actually very weird not to have Love Island South Africa in our lives anymore.
And it's strange how it sort of has a weird staying power that I don't think a lot of South African reality shows usually have. The people from the show are still doing their rounds, they're making appearances, people are still making a hoo-ha over them.
Yeah, definitely. But I still think it could have been much bigger. And that's if people were maybe taking over their Instagram accounts, then it would
Yes.
have been a much bigger thing like they do in the UK and the US. But it's things that they can work on. I hope they've gotten renewed for a second season. I don't know.
I think
I
it
don't know
should be.
if we should go that route, but I think it should be. It turned out quite well at the end. I mean, even though we made the show, we edited everything for them. So I don't know, man, but I would love to see it come back again. And then they do it properly this time with a bigger budget. But we'll see how it goes.
I was watching season 1 of the UK one now, which is it's a totally different show to what it is now. But they did the tweet challenge, and the tweets were so nasty. And I suppose it's
Yes.
part of the mental health thing. I mean, I get why they didn't make it so nasty, but they could have made it a little bit spicier in our version, though. It was generally just nice tweets.
And actually, I thought about who actually said that, because it's not like we were saying nice things about these people. Where did they find those tweets? I'm sure someone sat for hours. Someone sat for hours trying to find one positive thing to say. No way. Yes. But
It's
we'll see.
So anyway, how are you? How is this difficult, I don't say difficult, but I mean this very unusual time been for you?
Man, it's been okay. I've really taken the time to just sit down and just watch more shows, because you have more time to do other things. Because I don't want to go out and catch COVID again. I can't do that again. I really can't go through that again. So for me, I'm just sitting down, watching movies, watching series. I'm on Twitter all day, every day. But I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. It's my diary at the end of the day. So, I'm really just chilling. I'm just trying to survive. I'm trying to make it through and just make it out on the other side, even though our government is trying its best to make sure that none of us make it. But
Mm.
the only thing we can do is try. Only thing we can do is try.
I'm getting so bitter when I see like yeah, like the first world countries like with the vaccines like out here enjoying life. It's making me so like
Yep.
and I didn't like when it was there summer winter, I thought I didn't feel as much maybe because like the pandemic was new and it was winter and I was cold, didn't want to go out. But now I'm feeling it. Now that I'm seeing them
Yeah.
out in the open, oh, it's making me mad.
No masks, no nothing. And they just chilling.
Yo,
Yo,
and they're
it must be
traveling
so
and
nice. It must be so nice. Yeah. I mean, we could do the same, but I mean, like, where are we finding the money?
mm,
Where do we find the money
also
to go
true.
to the
Also,
Maldives? Like, honestly, to get vaccinated there and still have a beautiful holiday. I don't know, man. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Maybe Discam will pull through for us
mm,
because I
this
don't
can
mind
actually.
paying that 70 rand. I don't mind paying that 70 rand. But hey, it all just depends. But we have to get out of this. We have to
Yeah, no.
make it out. We have to make it out.
Okay, let's talk about The Bachelorette, which, like, I know the two of us have been talking about a lot over the last couple of weeks, and it's finally come to an end after a very long season. So, what did you think of this season?
You know what? I've never actually watched The Bachelorette. I've only watched The Bachelor.
Hmm.
So I knew it kind of had to be similar, but I wasn't expecting this. I actually felt like some parts were rushed. A lot of the parts were rushed, and a lot of the other parts they dragged it out. And I was like, why do we still need to do this? Like, why? But I enjoyed it
Mm.
to some extent. To some extent. I
And
mean,
like,
I still feel like they did her dirty with the selection, but you know, South African men, so there's not much to work with. But I mean, I think they could have found a lot better. But I guess it was a true representation of what the country can offer women at this point
but
in time. But
do you think South African men want to go on dating shows? Because I know they struggle to find guys to do The Bachelor already. And now, when you're looking for, I don't know how many guys, 18, 19 guys, I can imagine how much more difficult it would be.
yeah, I think it was very difficult this time around. And but maybe, you know, there's also this like taboo around dating shows. So it doesn't really turn out well in this country because most people just don't make it after like 1 or 2 months or something like that. So I think there's you know what, it requires an open mind.
Mm,
And I feel like the younger generation are more open minded than like people getting closer to 30 or just
mm,
over 30 or something like that. Because you saw with the Bachelorette, it was the younger guys that
yeah.
signed up to be with Q, which was like very weird, but also it just shows us that people just weren't up to getting onto the show and putting themselves out there. I mean, I guess people just don't want their parents to see them on TV doing a whole bunch of stuff, busy kissing a woman who kissed someone else like 5 minutes before you. So I don't know. I don't know. It just, but I hope it gets better. I really hope it gets better and that more people bring something else and they sign up because I would
Mm.
love to see another season of The Bachelorette. Maybe we can get like a Sarah or a Mariki or something just to see what's on the other side. What's on that other side there? What's on that other side? Because this side now, it looks a bit dismal, hey? It was a bit dismal. It really
and
was.
I wonder if it's also like, I mean, oh no, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, for me, I was like, Qiniso is like the best looking girl. Like, surely good looking guys are into just to be with her. Like, even if they might not want to
Yes.
do the reality show thing, they would want to be with her. But then we got this, which shame. These poor guys. I must say I grew to like a lot of them. A lot. Um but what did you think about her picking Gareth?
Not my first choice.
Mm,
Definitely not my top five either. I mean, but you know what? She really showed us from the very beginning that Gareth was her guy. I
mm,
think she made her decision very early on, and it was really just about what can the other guys bring to the table that Gareth can't bring. And I was just very worried about the fact that he looked like he wasn't into her. Like he
yeah.
really looked like he wasn't into her, but she was clearly seeing things that we weren't seeing, which just makes me feel like they definitely didn't show, well, they couldn't show everything that happens in the show, but she definitely saw something different in him than what we saw. Because I think a lot of people were also very worried about the fact that she's more into him than what he looks like to be into her. But like I said, he's not my first choice, but they look happy enough. They look cute.
Mm.
They look sweet. It looks like they really grew to fall in love with each other, which is nice. It's nice to see. But yeah, not my first choice. Definitely not even my top five. Definitely,
So who was your
definitely not.
first choice?
Girl. Justin. You know what? I loved Justin.
Oh,
Loved Justin. Broke my
such
heart
a
that he's in a relationship now, but loved Justin. Loved him a lot, a lot, a lot. And I actually really liked Dylan as well. And I liked the two
mm,
of them together. They felt their weird energies really kind of connected very well. And I was really disappointed to see Dylan leave the way that he did. Um, and I kind of liked Swazi as well until like the last 3 or 4 episodes where it kind of looked like he wanted to pull out, but Qiniso was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna let you
mm,
go," and then he kind of just went with it, but didn't seem like he was very into anything that she was bringing to the table. Like those emotionally unavailable men. Mm-mm,
yeah.
that's a red flag. That's the biggest red flag. But yeah, I liked the three of them. I really liked the three of them. The others, no. No, 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 no. Vuyani was playing a game I didn't understand. Um, yo, Keelan,
Oh,
eh,
shame, shame.
uh, who are those other people? You see, I can't even remember the other guys' names because they were so like not memorable. They weren't memorable at all. Oh, and then Aviwe, oh, bless his heart. Bless his
Shame. No,
very,
he was
very
so
sweet
sweet. I
heart.
liked him.
It was so cute. It was so cute, but he fell so quickly for no reason whatsoever. But bless his heart. You know what? I would love to see him as the next bachelor. Let's see him as the next bachelor. A man who wears his heart on
Yeah.
his sleeve. Let's see. That would be cute. I think that would be extremely cute. But I think he'd cry every episode letting someone go. but but I loved him. I loved to see him on screen. But everybody else, ah man, I feel like they were just there for the drama, just to get their names out there. And you could see it, you could
Mm,
feel it. But I think this was definitely better than both seasons of The Bachelor. I
yeah.
would take this over both seasons of The Bachelor. Definitely.
And also, I really liked the dates.
Definitely. I really didn't like The Bachelor. Didn't.
I don't get why Koniso's dates during the pandemic was better than Mark and I can't remember the guy before that's name. Their dates when they had all the time in the world, all the space, they could fly
Yes.
places, they could do things, but their dates was so boring. And like her dates were like helicopter rides, like she did
Hmm.
like those other fun stuff. I don't know, outside things, outside things.
and and the little tastings that they did. But I
Yes.
think the difference between Mark and Qiniso is that I don't know if she chose the dates personally, but you could tell that she listened to what the guys had to say to her.
Ruins date.
So
Kim,
yeah,
like that.
tailor-made. She had
Oh my
tailor-made
god.
dates. Loved
Like,
it, loved it.
oh, perfect. Like that's it.
There was
Like
just a lot of thought.
yeah, you just have to listen to the person and what you think they would like. Even though like Justin's one was off because he didn't like the whiskey, he wasn't into whiskey.
Yes,
But she
yeah.
still like it was like a moment where they kind of bonded more because of that. Like because he could be like a little
Mm-hmm.
bit sillier and stuff, I think as well. I think that Dylan and Gareth have similar vibes where they are both
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
cool boy, but also very silly. And I think that she also has that kind of she's like
Yes.
a cool girl, but she's also quite silly, and that they both of them could match her with that. So I thought Dylan was the front runner, definitely. But then when he left, and I think it gave Gareth more of a chance to shine, whereas he was a bit in the background. And
I
so,
think, yeah. I think you're actually right. I think Q and you could tell that she actually didn't want to let Dylan go. She really didn't want Dylan to walk out and be like,
mm,
you know what, but I'm actually done with this and I don't feel a connection. But you know what? Dylan or Aviwe, I could see either one of them as the next bachelor. Really.
mm.
And I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind watching that at all. Like at all. But I mean Gareth I guess Gareth was like bubbling under because every time he was chosen for a solo date, I was like, why? Like, who is this guy? Why does Q like taking this guy for dates when there are so many other guys in the house that she connects with so much better? Little did we know the man would win the whole thing. But hey, man, I guess. And this is probably the best time to get into a relationship with someone new because you're in the middle of a pandemic. You don't have the outside world,
Mm,
coming in and butting into your relationship. So I hope they work out for Q's sake. I mean, Mark and
Marissa.
what's her name are still together, and that's
Wow.
shocking to me. That's extremely shocking.
Have,
Extremely
have you
shocking.
seen
But
have
if
you
they can make
have you
it,
seen their Q&As on Instagram? The Instagram
I
lives.
I don't know why they did that. Why did they do that? Why did they do that? Like,
I
really, why?
I don't know. I think it's to get more attention because they were like hating on everyone who voted against. Because I feel like the other bachelorette or bachelor and bachelorette contestants got to vote whether or not they think Mark and Marissa should do it. And I know they say that Bridget voted
Yeah.
against it and Swazi. But like I feel like it's to get more attention or something. I don't know. But like they just seem so bitter. It's like why?
And
And
it doesn't make sense, right? Because they should be happy. Like, why are you not happy together? Why do you have to be bitter about everybody else's relationships? It was just very weird. I felt like some of them were just some of the questions and like the way they answered some of the questions were just
mm,
in really bad taste. And oh, I didn't get it. I really didn't get it. They could have had like uh Bridget or someone come and do a Q&A. Like get it from a
mm.
single woman's perspective or something like that. Well, if Bridget is single, I don't know if she is. Is she still single?
I don't think
I
so.
doubt it.
I follow like
Probably not.
a bachelor fan account that shows when they're, and I think she was in a relationship. But
Nah, shame, man. If they're happy, they're happy.
mm,
Just like pizza. Shocking.
oh my
Shocking, shocking,
god,
shocking
he went
things.
on that show to find a girlfriend. I'm sorry. You wanted that. You didn't want her. You wanted that. You wanted that attention. Because my friend Leandra was saying that he was on another dating show, like dinner dates or first dates or one of those. So he's
Oh
been out here
no.
looking for love.
Oh no. And then he took his chance now with the Bachelorette because he was like, oh, wow, I've known her since primary school.
That's a
So let me
story.
take my chance.
Mm.
Yeah. Wow. Hey,
Oh,
Peter.
that guy I couldn't handle. Like I could deal with most of them,
I
but
couldn't
Peter was
stand him.
my limit. I got angry every time he didn't go home.
Me too, because I was like, what is Q seeing? What does she want from this man? What does
Because
she
she
want?
knows she didn't like him. She knew from the beginning. I could see it in her
Exactly.
eyes. But
Exactly. And she knew that he was going to do that every week and bring up the fact that they know each other since primary school.
I've been in love with
Like,
him since age
seriously.
11. I didn't even
I
know who I knew
mean,
at age 11. Like,
oh, pizza. Oh, but I'm so glad he found his person and he
mm,
moved in with her and they've got a dog. He must be happy. He must go and be happy and
yeah.
just leave us alone. Ah, Shem. That's a strong woman. That's a strong woman. Big ups to her. Big ups to her. Sure.
So your top choices for the next Bachelor is Aviwe or Dylan?
And Dylan. Yeah. 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 From this show, I would say that. But if they want to like reach out to faces that we haven't seen,
Mm,
fine. But then they need to give us a black bachelor. They
yeah,
have to. They
it makes
have to.
zero
There's no
sense.
two ways about it. I
Okay.
don't think there's a chance that it will happen, but
It
you
makes zero
know,
sense to have another white bachelor. I don't think I could actually love
exactly.
watching another white bachelor. And them just
No, I
stringing
can't
along
do
the
it.
black girls until a certain point, and then
Mm. Woo!
it's
Oh,
just oh,
hate that.
oh.
Hate it. Oh,
It's
oh my
actually
goodness. What Mark did. Woo!
oh.
No, 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 no. I don't think I could sit through that. But then again, I don't think I could sit through a black man sending black girls home
Mm,
so that he can live out his white girl fantasy. I don't know
true.
if I can deal with that either. But I guess they say it's about the best connection.
Mm.
I don't know, but I
But
know
it'll be
for a fact they
interesting to
can't give
see.
us another one.
It'll be
It would
interesting to
be. It
see.
would be. It would be very
Um,
interesting to see.
so
But
so what other like South African shows have you been watching lately?
so I actually finished watching I Am All Girls. It's this new movie that came out on Netflix. It's a proudly South African show, and it's about a kidnapping ring,
Mm,
a sex trafficking and kidnapping ring in South Africa. And some of the names that they mention in the movie are actual girls who went missing and were never found.
mm,
Right. And it's so upsetting. It's extremely upsetting because we know for a fact that that hasn't stopped. That hasn't stopped. It's still happening to this day. Girls are still missing. Girls are still being killed and being shipped off to other countries for God knows what. And then people and parents never get their kids back again. And
mm.
it made me very upset. But I feel like it was such an important story to tell as well. And I also got into this series called Dead Places. It's also a South African series.
I saw.
It's about this guy. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but
I don't
I've seen
know.
it on Netflix.
Yeah, it's Dead Places. It's about this guy who comes back to South Africa after being in the UK, and he comes back to investigate a whole bunch of like well, not horror stories, ghost stories in different parts of
Mm,
South Africa. And some of the places actually do exist, and some of the stories that are in the series actually did happen in real life. So it's very interesting to get that as well. And I feel like that's the best South African produced series on Netflix right now. It's really good. It's extremely good. The production is amazing. It's really
it's
amazing.
scary.
I would say everyone. It depends. It depends. It depends on what your threshold is for like horrors. Because if you can watch Saw, no, Saw's too gory.
I
Saw's too
can't watch
gory.
show.
Um, Paranormal Activity, but like turn it down like 5 notches or something like that. Because
Mm.
Paranormal Activity is like at a 10, Dead Places is at like a 5. It's like at a
Okay.
5 on the scary
Okay.
level. I mean, some episodes are scarier than the others because some of them will just make you go like, "Whoa, wow, why would that even happen?" And some would make you want to switch on the lights while you're watching. I would, yeah. Hey, some episodes, hey. I actually had to say to myself, let me stop it because it's at 7 o'clock at night right now. I'll watch this again tomorrow morning. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that. Definitely recommend that. And I mean, just like your usual, like
Mm.
The Bachelorette. I mean, I'm waiting now for Survivor to come back.
I'm so
And there's a
excited.
new series called Reika as well with Kim Engelbrecht. So I'm very excited for that. But I mean, it's so far away. It's so far.
Yeah, it's in
It's
July,
like,
isn't it?
yeah, it's like 2 months from now. Oh,
I'm
I
not
see
so.
you've got a deep top on.
Yeah,
Is that nice?
I haven't seen it yet. I've got
Oh,
like I'm watching. I'm trying. I don't have the telenovela capacity because it's just too many episodes. But I'm like, I'm trying to catch up with Arden's Flay. I'm trying to catch up with Legacy, and then I'm like, okay, I'll start
yeah.
a new one once I'm up to date in those shows. But Jesus, like when you see like 300 episodes, and you're like, the
And then you think to
stress.
yourself, like, no, man, I can't do this.
And then I see everyone else's tweets, like with Legacy. Like I'm always seeing people's tweets, and I'm like, but I like spoilers as well. So sometimes I'll
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
search on like, because I think I'm like probably by like December now, and then I'll just search on like Twitter, like Legacy, and and like a character's name, and see what's happening with, just so that I know what's
With
coming
them
out.
right now.
But
Yeah,
yeah, no,
yeah.
it's a lot to catch up on, and but that's also we all at like a lot. I mean, we're having a lot more drama series and that kind of stuff now. But before, like most of our talented actors and stuff would be on like soapies and telenovelas. So you have to keep up
Yes.
with it to know what is going on with everything. And oh yeah, I'm just stressed.
But I mean, I also don't have the capacity for Legacy. I think it's one of those things where you can skip 2 weeks
Mm,
and you can still catch up like what has happened. And I like that. I like that
mm,
about telenovelas that you don't have to watch every single episode every single week. You can easily pick up what has happened. Oh, this person did this. Okay, that one is now dating this one. Oh, this one met that one. So it's
mm.
it's very easy. But I mean, I based on your tweets, I've really wanted to start to watch Arendt's Play because I'm like, okay, what is that about? Because I love Afrikaans telenovelas and Afrikaans dramas. Love them. Love them. Like they're my guilty pleasure. They are my guilty pleasure. Because I mean, like my mother watches Saint Oyster, and I'm like, okay. Even with Saint Oyster, I can not watch it for like 2 months and then come back,
Mm.
and I know exactly what's happening, and exactly what's happening. Same with Binnenlanders. I just need to catch up on what is that? Sarah's Geheim. I didn't watch the full season last season.
So is that a
But you know,
soapy or
you
is
have
that
to find time.
because I see it as
What
seasons
Sarah's
on.
Geheim? Yeah, it's a series. It's more of a series.
Oh,
It's a soap.
oh, okay.
I wouldn't call it a soapy. It's definitely more a series type vibe. But it's actually really good. It's quite good. But I mean, it's very familiar faces. It's
Mm.
the classic colored Afrikaans people that you see in every other
Yeah.
series. You'll find in Sarah Sachayim. But I mean, it's still good. It's still very good. So I can't complain. Really can't complain.
Yeah, no, I do want to watch it. Like, oh, there's so many things I want to watch and such a little time.
Where do you find the time?
Yeah,
Yes,
wait.
where do you find the time?
So what international shows do you like? Are you enjoying like now? Oh, yeah.
I just finished Lucifer, the second part of season 5. Oh, very upsetting. The last
What
two
is that?
episodes. Oh man. Yo, it harshed my mellow. I know it's the last season and they have to close things off
Mm.
very well, but some of the things are just very unnecessary. I feel like some things are very unnecessary. And I don't like this thing of these American series and how they want to insert these musical episodes
Yeah.
into series. Oh my gosh. I hate it. For the life of me, I can't understand it. And there was an episode in Lucifer where they sang throughout. And I love musicals, all right? I love musicals. And there's no need. There's really no need. Please, please, let's not do this. Let's not go down this road. I don't need to hear Lucifer singing to Chloe Decker in the police station. I really don't. I really don't. But anyway, I'm not just venting. I'm just venting because I was very frustrated. But yeah, I also got into Ragnarok. And I just finished Love Simon. No, not Love Simon. Love Victor today.
Oh,
I
I
finished it
haven't
in a
seen that
day.
yet. I really love Simon, so I should actually watch it. But
And I got really upset that I didn't find it earlier. But
mm,
then I was also very excited because season 2 comes out now in June of Love Victor. So I don't have to wait as long as
yeah.
everybody else did. So at least there's my silver lining. But it's such a beautiful story. And I loved Love Victor. I mean Love Simon.
Mm,
Love it. Love it. And the fact that they actually have Simon in this series is great as well, giving this kid like advice and whatnot. But yeah, I finished it today and I can't wait for season 2. Really, really can't wait for season 2. But I mean, I dabble in my series that I watch every week. So like your Grey's Anatomy,
mm,
your Station 19, what else is there? Pose is back now. Pose season 3.
mm.
I'm also into that. But I try not to tweet spoilers because a lot of people don't download series like
Yeah.
I do, and some of them just don't have the time to watch series the way I have the time to watch series. Because I mean, I make time. I will make time. If I need to watch a series during my lunchtime at work, I'll do it. I'll do it just to make sure I finish it. I'll definitely do it. So I really try not to tweet my spoilers, but I mean it gets hard,
Mm,
man. It just really gets hard because you want people to watch with you, but some people just don't have the same taste that you have.
yeah.
But yeah, I dabble
Yes,
in everything. I will really watch anything that you show me, and you tell me, okay, yeah, it's interesting enough, and I'll be like, okay, that's fine. I'll watch it and see what I think of it and how I
there has been
feel.
like as you
But
talk,
yeah,
I think
it's
Eden
mostly
is
Netflix
such a.
because it's more accessible.
Oh, I think it was a delay.
Mm.
I was saying there was as you were talking, I was like, there's such a variety. You were like horror, reality show,
Yeah,
drama, hospital shows, everything, something for everybody.
something for everyone, and I love them all very
Mm,
equally. I love them all. I mean, they're all my shows, and I will definitely finish every single season of every single show. But I mean, some of them get a bit, boring after some time. I mean, not every medical show can be Grey's Anatomy
mm.
because then you have like shows like New Amsterdam where the first season was like, yes, and then the second season you're like, oh, okay, I'm bored now. I'm very bored. Can we move on from this storyline? So I don't know, man. I'm just very
Mm.
excited to have certain series come to an end, like Grey's Anatomy, because that should have happened 7 seasons ago. Yeah,
I started watch.
7 seasons
I
ago.
stopped watching Grey's Anatomy season 7. Like I got left behind, and I was like, I'll catch up. And then it was just too
And this just never
much.
happened.
And then everybody's like, this one died. This one. I was like, no, it's okay. I'm good with not going back.
Every season, that woman has to break our hearts. Every single season, and I don't know why. I
I
don't
would
know
have
what's
left
wrong with Shonda, but yo,
if I would have done a Christina Yang and left that shit behind before I die,
exactly. That's what you have
before
to
they kill
do.
me.
That's the only way to get out. It's the only way to get out. But then again, you have other characters who want to leave like Christina Yang, and then she's
Mm,
like, nope, kill him, kill her in the most, in the worst way ever. Let's have the most unnecessary death ever, and then just give it to these people. Yeah, they're gonna cry. It's fine, but we're just gonna move on, and we're gonna make like nothing happened. And that's, but we go back. We keep going back.
mm,
My love for Grey's Anatomy is like an abusive relationship. I just, no matter what, I keep crawling back to the show, and I don't know why. And I get angry with myself, and I get angry with Shonda, but I go back and I cry some more, and I get angry some more, and I take a break, but I come back. I come back. But I mean, I just love series. I don't know what I was doing before
mm,
I started watching series and started watching movies the way that I do now. But yeah, man, I enjoy these things, and I enjoy letting people know about what I'm watching and
mm,
giving my thoughts about things. And it's very nice to see how people are so receptive to it, and they come through and they'll tell you like, yeah, I tried the show that you spoke about, and I really loved it as well. Told my friends about it and what and what. So yeah, I think that's why I also watch things that are just on every piece of the spectrum, from comedy to drama to medical to
mm.
reality TV. But yeah, I enjoy everything, and I can't wait for Love Island. See the
Yes,
UK one.
yes. Oh my god.
I think it's coming now. Hey, I
Yes,
think
I
they
think
said
it's in
July.
July. Yeah, July.
Yeah. Ah, very
Oh my
excited.
gosh.
Very
No
excited.
show is I like as much as I watch as well, I will just say that no show I've ever seen is as well edited as Love Island UK. I haven't seen, actually I haven't I can't say that because I
Definitely.
haven't seen the American and the Australian one. But
No,
like
it doesn't come
oh,
close. Believe me,
oh my
they
god.
don't come close.
The
It's
way
so good. It's just so good.
I used to like watch the last season. I used to watch it. I used to get to work at like maybe like 5:30 or something like that. And before everyone else got to work, I'll be
Yeah,
watching. I'll be watching Love Island just so that I wouldn't be spoiled the other day or whatever. But
you're exactly like me. You're exactly like me. I would download it as I woke up in the morning. As I wake up in the morning, I would download it, and then it would finish maybe like in 10 or 15 minutes. By the
mm,
time I'm out or in like a bus or a taxi or whatever, I'm watching that episode already because I want to tweet with the UK people, even
yeah.
though it's like 2 to 5 hours later. Some people are still tweeting about that last episode, and I'm like, yes, I'm in here, I'm in it. My mother would find me in the bathroom watching the show while I'm brushing my teeth. Like, that's how obsessed I am with Love Island UK. I cannot wait. I can't wait. Oh, I really can't wait. Woo! I'm very
So
excited. I'm
so
very excited.
what would you say is like your favorite series ever?
Ooh, yo, this is a very hard question. People ask me, I don't know.
Okay,
Oh
you
my
can give me
goodness.
three, like your top three.
Even top three. Okay, Game of Thrones,
Mm.
besides the last season, definitely excluding the last season. Um sure. Private Practice? No, not
Mm.
Private Practice. What's that
Oh,
thing called? Um Not Private Practice. What was it?
with who in it?
Yes, Private Practice. Was it Private Practice?
Is
Wait.
the one with Edison?
No, that is definitely not Private Practice. What is it? I can't remember. Okay, I can't have it be my favorite show if I can't remember the name. Uh, okay, let's go with the safe options. Game of Thrones, Grey's Anatomy.
Mm.
Um, mm, Breaking Bad,
Mm.
maybe. If I was put on the spot, if I was like
So,
really, really put on the spot. Um, I really didn't think about this question at all.
no, it's fine. Mine, whenever somebody
I'm
asks me
so
this on the
stressed.
show, it's a different show, so it's fine. You can. That's what you're feeling today. It's
Sure.
okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I think for today, let's go with those three. Definitely.
and who was your first celebrity crush?
It was definitely Will Smith, without
Fresh
a
Prince.
doubt. No, not even Fresh Prince, like Independence Day.
Oh
From
yeah.
Independence Day. Yes, yes, yes. Definitely Will Smith, without a doubt. There, I
I
know that answer
yeah,
very
I was like, I
well.
love how you knew that. Like you were sorted with that.
Very, very well. Very, very well.
But Rushe, thank you so much for being on the podcast. It was so much fun. Once again, we probably could have spoken
Love
for
it.
another like couple of hours.
Hour. Yes, definitely.
But thanks again. This was lovely.
Thank you so much for having me again. It's always nice to be here. It's always nice to talk to someone who enjoys series as much as I do. Because some people don't get
Definitely.
it. Some people don't get the obsession. They really don't. Really, really don't. But yes, it was very nice to be here once again.
That was our chat with Rushe. You can find her at Rushe_C on Twitter and Instagram. And you can listen to her podcast, TRK Podcast, wherever you find your podcasts. And we will link to that and everything discussed in the show notes as per usual. Now we chat to Qiniso and Gareth from the first season of The Bachelorette SA to discuss their experience on the show and their plans for the future and more. They were adorable, lovely pair, and we've come such a journey with Qiniso. From we interviewed her when she was announced as South Africa's first Bachelorette, and now with her boyfriend, love, I don't know what other word to use. So it's nice to know we got a bit of a happy ending. But we don't want to keep you any longer. Here's our chat with Qiniso and Gareth. So, aren't you guys relieved that you don't have to keep this a secret anymore?
Sure, super relieved. It's been an anxiety-filled, a beautiful 6 months, but a lot of anxiety of just trying to keep it under wraps, telling white lies to family members and friends. So yeah, it is. It's almost a sigh of relief, and we're still trying to comprehend it. Yeah.
But didn't people work out where they were like, you haven't been home in a while, so surely you stayed pretty long in the game?
I told everyone I was working during that time period, and then they just didn't seem to ask questions after that. And, I mean, I had been quite I hadn't seen a lot of my mates in the last couple of months, and where have you been? Why even so scarce? And I was just I don't know. I just haven't. Now they all understand. So I knew they would understand it.
Weren't you replying to our texts?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Qiniso, how's it been for you the past 6 months? You had to pretend to be single on socials. It must have been so tough.
Well, I didn't really pretend to be single so much as I just didn't engage people's commentary. And the DMs came in flooding. No, none of those guys deserve you. I'm the guy for you. Here's my number. And I'm like, hey guys, thank you. That's the thing. I went from 0 to everyone. Whoa.
And Gaz, didn't you get DMs?
Of course he did. Look at him.
Nah, not one. No, I'm kidding. Quite a few, but just give them an open-ended answer. Thank you so much for the message and support. They're like, we're not supporting you. Want to go on a date with you? I'm like, well, I'm going to pretend.
It's a pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. I just made it. I can't go on a date with you today. I actually had coronavirus and I've got corona. I'm just lying in my bed with me.
Oh, so I'm coronavirus.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think will be like the biggest challenge that you have to deal with now that you are out in the open and in public?
We haven't, honestly, we've been so caught up in like the show and just loving each other. We haven't actually thought, I guess being in the public eye could be tired.
Just going to the shop. Because literally, if you think about it, we haven't gone to the shop together to just be outside in a public space together at all. So I know that our first time in Pick and Pay will be like, oh, we Pick and Pay, Mnet's going to see us here. All the Mnet people are going to know. All the viewers are going to know. Like, we just have to release that initial anxiety. So I think that'll be a little bit of a challenge because this is our normal. Like, like the new normal, this is our new normal, basically. And we're just going to have to navigate the outside world together. He loves me. He loves me.
So, like last night in the show when you guys were talking and you were like, oh, you'd watch him go for runs. And I was like, oh, tomorrow you can go on a run together. And it's raining.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've been out here with you guys since 6.
And we had a few celebratory glasses of champagne last night, so we both.
We're a little bit rusty.
So the day we can go for a run is the day we off.
Yeah. Wow. How actually hilarious is that?
That's actually true.
Yeah.
So watching the series back, was there anything that surprised you, like with people's confessionals and that kind of things that you wouldn't have seen normally?
Sure.
Well, me definitely in terms of just actually seeing, for example, Swazi really didn't tell the guys anything that happened on our dates. Because the guys were convinced that Swazi was leaving every week. And I was like, what? It looks so good that Swazi's going. Then I watched the show and I was like, oh, right. Swazi was preserving his relationship with me and not wanting to share, but that's also his choice. But it was just interesting, like answering some questions through those confessionals and through seeing the guys in the house because I wasn't there. I never knew what was going on, like what the fights might be or the beef, So it was just interesting seeing the personalities together as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it was Ruan specifically. He was such he was quite, but when he was on one-on-one dates with Qiniso, I was like, this guy he's exceptionally smooth in his own way, and I was like, because he does, like when he's with the guys, he's very chilled and like doesn't talk like when he was with you, he's very deep and he had his own like quite a powerful swag about him. So I was very surprised about because we don't see any of us. We just see each other in the house, go off on the date, come back, how was your date? That's cool. Yeah, I think Ruan was probably the most surprising character. Although we all knew he was super intelligent and intellectual and stuff, I just didn't expect him to be as charming as he was.
Cute. So, Gaz, was it difficult watching Qiniso be intimate with other guys?
I'd say yes and no, because I know this process and I know it's something I have to go through and watch, but obviously loving her and spending the time with her, like watching it back, it would be unnatural if I didn't feel like it was weird. So I just turned my head to the kissing scenes and it wasn't too difficult. It wasn't ideal, but I guess it is what it is. Yeah. I signed up for this.
It's like your Oma says to you, don't look at the scene and you cover your eyes. Not during fighting scenes or kissing scenes. And both of us would be like
I'm just gonna have some coffee up there. But no, it was relaxed. It was almost like the person that we developed so much post show that it was almost like watching you, but not you. If that makes sense. Like it was you, but it wasn't the you that was
Yeah.
the person that I'm in love with now. It's the person that I saw in the show.
Yeah.
You know, when you get to know someone, they evolve and they change.
So what is the biggest lesson you guys think you've learned from the show, like your experience and watching it back?
Whew. I think for me, my biggest lesson has been literally everything, actually. Caryn, I literally remember the last time we spoke, and I was like, I'm depleted, I'm tired, I'm being my tooth girls, trying to mind my own business. And now I went to another show experience again. And it's almost like I got a chance to build up on and learn from the mistakes, or not even mistakes so much as the lessons that I learned from being on the Bachelor South Africa.
Yeah.
So I definitely can say that I am a courageous, fierce, and smart woman. And I can toot my horn after watching this season and be like, you know what? I'm the person that I think that I am. And I'm just going to continue being myself and continue operating from a place of kindness and love. So that was a great affirming thing. But I also learned how to say no. Yeah, it doesn't look like I say no because I kissed a lot of people, but I learned how to say no to the things that, I don't want to welcome into my life. The red flags that I don't want to deal with anymore, that I don't want to compromise on. And that was actually quite big for me because I'm such a yes person, and sometimes by myself being like, okay, yeah, we can do this even if I don't want to do something. So it was great to just be like, I actually don't need this in my life, and I can actually do this.
And you, Gareth?
Yeah, so I always knew before the show that there's power in being yourself, but watching it back, truly, there's nothing more powerful than honestly being yourself. And watching it back, like the guys in the house, the majority of them were themselves, and the public take more to authenticity as opposed to trying to put on this facade. And I was completely and utterly myself, and it proved to be the best thing that I could have ever done. So I think just to reaffirm the fact that being yourself and owning your flaws and everything that you do is just the way we should do things. And this whole false front that people put on is, for me personally, it's not. I just think there's so much power in authenticity, and the show revealed that again for me and just reaffirmed that.
That's the thing, like Auntie Fiona said, don't be a plastic, be authentic. Auntie Fiona said it.
It's refreshing watching people be themselves. Someone's doing this, and this is not perceived as something cool or normal, but he's doing it and he's enjoying it, and he doesn't mind what other people think. And then people are like, oh, well, actually, I do that. And they relate to it, and there's a lot of power in that.
Yeah. So Qiniso, when did you know that Gareth was the one?
Sure, I've had this question a lot, and it's such a difficult question to answer. Right? Just because watching the show, I'm like, look at how I'm looking at this boy. Yeah.
I would say I knew I've known that he was gonna win. I had a feeling for a while.
Yeah, that's sweet. And also you know me, so you also are like, yeah.
That's her type. That is her type right there.
Everyone go to Lotto Star Batch League. I know exactly who the winner is. Bet your money on Gareth Ehret. Yeah, so watching the show, I realized that the signs were there externally. So my subconscious had already gelled and seen Gareth as just my perfect person and my ultimate partner. But, one has to go through one's mind and speak to one's higher powers and friends and just speak to your intuition before you can make a decision like that. Because even though you might like someone, what if they actually don't like you? What if at the end, that last day, Gareth actually decides, you know what, I was going to give you this ring, but I'll actually change my mind. So many things can happen. Stranger things have happened. But thank goodness he did not say that he doesn't want to be here. He wants to be here, right?
And you, Gareth, like, when did you know, like, you were like, no, I'm fighting to the end? Because I definitely saw a shift in you. Like, you were very...
100% and I sort of remember it. I went on that first date and I was like, okay, if anything, I'm going to leave you with a very good friend because we're gelling and we're making jokes and we were just clicking. And I'm like, yeah, I've definitely got there's a room here for a very strong friendship, but I hadn't fallen in love with her. And then I remember going to sleep at night off camera in the house and she kept running through my mind. And I was like, I couldn't get it off my mind. And I was like, and I started thinking about it fondly, and then I started looking forward to seeing her. And the more dates we went on, the more my feelings grew, and it almost became this organic progression into like. And then the next thing I knew, I was like, she loved this person. And it was just one of those things where you're like, geez, and I knew, like, I think it was that pizza date. I was like, geez, I actually love this person. And then things just got better and better, and our friendship blossomed. And then when I said it at the end, there was no doubt in my mind. I love it. And I'm so glad that I said it with confidence because down the line, 6 months later, I couldn't have been more right.
Oh, man.
He's a gummy bear, honestly.
I was like, when you were like, I'm going to speak from the heart. And I'm like, that is your speaking from the heart? I could script 3 times and I wouldn't be as good at this.
Yeah, right. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. It's literally reality television. There's no literally script. It's just people's real lives and real feelings and experiences. And my real heart and his real heart on the line. I must say, I'm really just so grateful every day that this man signed up. Different weird bursts. It's so wild. But I'm so grateful to him for taking a leap and choosing me too.
And it's so easy to act on instinct and intuition. It's almost just words coming from feelings as opposed to trying to say something that doesn't exist. So I think it was easy because it was organic and it just flowed. And those feelings were real. So what I said was just verbalizing my thought and verbalizing what I felt.
So why did you decide to enter?
So I wouldn't say I decided. I was very single at the time, and I mean I was open to the possibility of finding someone. But going on the show, I was like, yeah, there's a 1% chance I'm going to leave here in love. I mean, the possibility is very, very slim. Let me go on. Let me have a cool experience. Let me make some friends. Maybe I'll find a friend in her. If anything happens, I'll be very, very surprised. So let me just go for the experience. I'm an adventurous person. And then I arrived there, met her. I was like, oh, she's cool. And on the first date, I was like, she's really cool. Next thing I knew, I was in love, and I was like, what on earth? Yes, didn't expect it, but was very welcome to it happen. And it happened, and I'm grateful. Very grateful.
So do you guys have any regrets?
No.
I just wish coronavirus wasn't around. That's my only thing. Just because I really would have loved to have the full Bachelorette experience. You know, and obviously it wasn't Mnet's fault or DSTV or North Choice's fault that the virus was there. And I couldn't do some of the dates that I wanted to do. But it's made my team and I very creative. Very, very creative. We're like, yeah, after school games, let's go. Leapfrog. Let's do it. Let's have some wrestling. Man's covered in Vaseline. Bendy.
Yeah, that was the best date for me by far. Not kidding. It was a hard date. I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed the competitive side of it, but not anything else.
Okay, so anyway, we had to be creative, like I said.
Oh yeah, I don't know why.
We had to be creative, and yes, it was great. But yeah, I wish I could have traveled to the Karoo and then gone there, done that, and then gone to Mauritius or something.
That's not a regret.
Yeah, but I'm just saying regretfully if there was coronavirus. I think that works, right? I'm having an international date. Let's go.
So do you guys think you'll be friends with any of the guys post this?
We already are.
Oh.
Swazi's probably like we phone him and we have laughs with him, and
Talk for hours.
we got quite an emotional. We're all quite emotionally mature, so we're all mates and we understand the process. And why? Just because essentially we were dating and should we now ruin such special friendship? So we all friends.
Okay, that's lovely. So I got this question, and I know this might be a little bit of a heavy question, but the Twitter asked this. So, do you guys think marriage is on the cards?
Well, I can just say that I don't see my life without him in any time period ahead of me. So, I mean, if we don't get married, that would be definitely at some point.
Yes.
I can say that without feeling weird or feeling myself.
Yeah, actually, that's a really important thing to reflect on, actually. The fact that Gaz and I will have like random conversations about, we should get a house like this one day, or, we should go and live there for a couple of years and do this. And it just comes naturally. Like normally, like in the past, I would have been anxious if a guy's like to me, I'm going to marry you, or we're going to get this house together. And I'd be like, we're not doing that. I'm not ready. But now I feel like I'm in such a stable and honest and beautiful relationship that Gaz and I can just have those open conversations with each other. And it's not coming from an anxiety-ful place so much as like, oh my God, do I feel pressurized? Am I pressurizing him? It's more like forget it.
It's like you want this thing to happen sometime, so you might as well talk about it. I don't feel any sort of doubt that he's definitely going to take me seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. This was lovely. It was great chatting to you again.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
And I wish you all the happiness in the world. Like, honestly, I'm so happy for both of you. You guys are perfect together. I love it.
We did it, sis. We did it.
We did it.
Oh, my gosh. Woo.
We've come a long way, but we're here. We're here.
Yeah.
We made it.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you so much for your investment,
Thanks
as
for your
always.
time.
Always.
And this love story. And just, wow, girl, you really have been one of my main supporters since I was in the mansion in The Bachelor. And I must just say shout out to you. And I see you flourish. Podcast here, this year. Yeah, I see you. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, sis. Enjoy.
So that was Qiniso and Gareth from The Bachelorette SA Africa. You can watch all episodes of The Bachelorette on Showmax right now. But before we head out, it's just you and I today, Leanne. So,
hello.
What have you been crushing on for the last few weeks?
Last few weeks. Well, we finally started The Alienist. I did not know it was a thing, but Steve's friend recommended it, and we finished season 1. Very intense, very good. Insane cast, like Luke Evans, Dakota Fanning, Daniel Bruhl. Yeah, so that's what I've been crushing on, I suppose.
So what did you think of the first season?
It was good. Listen, it's not my usual jam. Like I'm very much a sitcom gal. So it was quite a weird start, but I love books based on that sort of thing. So Steve was like, if you like the books, you'll enjoy this. And I was like, no, because with a book, your brain decides how vivid it wants to be.
Yeah.
But when you're watching it, you can see the blood and the gore. So it was a little bit gorier than I expected. And it was a little bit more intense than I expected, but it was good. Like as we got into it and as the plot unfolded, because it's quite a slow burn. Like the first couple of episodes, you don't really know what's going on, but as the plot developed, it really gripping. We just ended up binging the last 4 episodes, I think, in one night because we're we need to know what's happening. So yeah, excited to start season 2 next week. Maybe I need to give my heart some time to recover from the stress.
I loved season 2, and but it is also quite hectic. Like the first episode, I was like, and I was a bit shook. But I kind of also don't think it is as bad as season 1, like Gordy side. But then again, maybe I'm just misremembering. But all I remember is that Luke Evans is so hot in season 2. He's hot in season 1, but that's just to prepare you for how hot he is in season 2.
Because I mean, he's hot full stop, generally, like in life.
But
and the suits, I was just a fan of like the suits, like whoever Taylor was, whatever they were doing, it was definitely working.
But have you seen the film Kill Your Darlings? There's Daniel Radcliffe in it. You should watch that. And it's about like the poets. It's like also sort of a murder story, but it's about like the beat poets in the 1960s. And Daniel Radcliffe plays oh my gosh, this man's name is always in my head, but for this moment I cannot remember his name. Alan. Anyway, but Dane DeHaan plays Rushe Cawa, who is also like a poet and one of those in that group, and he's involved in this murder story. But Rushe Cawa is the father of Caleb Cawa, who wrote the Alienist books.
Oh, damn.
It's such an interesting story. And just like to the real life story of this poor guy. But I mean, like the real life story behind his father is just as interesting as like the stories that he creates. So,
cool.
We'll
check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah.
For me.
What are you crushing on?
Yeah, for me, I don't know. There's just the only thing that's really on my mind is Survivor South Africa. Like the problem with me and Survivor in general, the show as a whole as it is that I'm reticent to start it every time because I get very into it. Like I don't think there's any reality show, like okay, maybe Love Island UK, but that gets me so wrapped up in the world. Like when I watch the American one, like it almost like I itch for Survivor, like to know what's gonna happen next. Like and like I can't deal.
It's like a proper addiction. Like you get the shakes. Like you get the you need to know what's going to
happen
next.
I became so obsessed with it that I don't want to start the next season. But now I started Survivor South Africa at 8 on Thursday, and it's just so much fun. Like I genuinely do love South African reality shows, but just seeing like this group of people work together, and some of them are fun and some of them have got issues, and how they react to certain situations.
I mean, I think the casting of Survivor is based on at least half of them have to have issues to make good TV. Like, if you're making it onto Survivor, my guys, check out your therapist. Like, there's a reason you were selected.
Oh my gosh. And like, yeah, they just and it's so we've been tweeting from the Cashing On account, like live tweeting. And of course, South African reality stars, they tend to respond back to the tweets, which have been fun. So this one guy, Caryn, he on the first episode, he was making alliances left, right, and center. I was like, and so we tweeted from the account, who in the tribe isn't in an alliance with Caryn? And Caryn replies, he's like, I tried to make an alliance with Nico, the presenter, as well, but it wasn't allowed.
Okay, I'm going to give him 10 points. Yeah, at least.
So like, it's great energy. I'm excited. We're gonna have more on Survivor South Africa next week, on the podcast. But like, I just like everybody go on to catch up. Go watch this. It's such an excellent first episode. So well edited. Intrigue. The characters are so fun. I'm excited.
When is it officially airing on screen? Is it the first episode aired already?
Yeah, it aired on Thursday. So it's on Thursdays at 7. Yeah.
Okay, shot.
Yeah. So that's all from us. Follow the podcast on YouTube. Catch us on socials. We always chattings. And yeah, have a great week. The podcast can be found at Crushing On Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can find more information about this and all our other episodes at our website, crushingonpodcast.com, and send any feedback to crushingonpod@gmail.com. Join our Facebook group, Crushing On Club, where we chat about the show, celebrity news, recommendations, the whole shebang. Let us know what you think about what was discussed in this week's episode by sending us a voice note or email to crushingonpod@gmail.com. The show is produced by me, Caryn, and Rebecca Barches. The show is edited and engineered by Rebecca Barches. Our logo was designed by Nathifa Maroof. And the show was created in partnership with IGN Africa. If you like the show, tell everyone that you can, any way that you can. Keep up to date with all our episodes by subscribing to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And please rate and review the episodes on Apple Podcasts, as it helps others find the show. We'll be back next week with another in-depth conversation with a pop culture lover. See you then!